Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Waiting for acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Mission saved.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Awaiting orders. Awaiting orders. At once. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Comrade? Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Mission saved.
Should I go
Acknowledged.
with them?
Affirmative.
Clear that outpost there.
Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Of course. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Ready and waiting. Of course. Reporting at once. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Very well. Ready and waiting. Of course. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Of course. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Acknowledged.
Unit lost. Building. On hold. Cancelled. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Affirmative. Reporting.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Vehicle report. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
They're all out of the way.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Mission loaded.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Ready and waiting.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative.
Mission saved.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Reporting. Awaiting orders.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building. Unit lost.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Comrade.
Unit ready. Building.
Comrade. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Comrade. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. 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 Waiting order. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Waiting for acknowledged. Comrade, acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Waiting order. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds. Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Mission saved.
Vehicle report. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Waiting order. Affirmative. 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 Waiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Mission saved.
I got some view.